Hello everyone, warm good morning to all of you. Would like to welcome to all to our this session of YouTube channel, and I hope you all are good, fine and fit. So with this continuation of international relation, would like to start our today discussion with specific to the India's and United Nation and the G21. Okay, guys. So before start our discussion, would like to highlights the two main aspect which I think it's very important to all of you. As I said in the last class, the procedure established by law and the political culture. Regarding the two concepts, I would like to provide a better clarification in which in upcoming day it is not going to make any trouble for your examination. So here the two things you need to understand. The two mistake which I have committed, that procedure established by law is borrowed from Japan. So one thing you need to remember, the Japan we borrowed the procedure established by law. Okay, one thing you need to remember. Then political culture first used by the Gabriel Almond and Sidney Verba. Okay, earlier I was said it is the Lucien Pair, but I don't know. I read somewhere, and when I go through the note, I unable to find the Lucien Pair name, and people suggest me that Gabriel Almond and Sidney Verba are the first one who basically used the political culture first time in his book, the civic culture, as well as the one of the article of the Gabriel Almond. Okay, so Gabriel Almond is the first who used the term political culture. Okay, so if I talk about the article, so the name of article you need to Google it. Okay, you need to Google it. There basically they use, and when it come to the Sidney Verba and Gabriel Almond, they both use that concept in the civic culture. But you need to remember first it is the Gabriel Almond. So this thing need to clear from your side because I have made a mistake there. Okay, guys. Now we are here to uh, start our today main objective. Okay. So before start our today class, would like to provide the objective of the today class. So why the today class is important? Okay, the first thing, it will provide a better understanding that how to tackle the question of international relation. Second thing, it develop it develop the a understanding that what is the ex- previous year question and what would be the expected question. The two things we need to remember: previous year question and expected questions, the link between the two things. Second thing, this class is going to help to cover the in-depth knowledge regarding the India and United Nations. United united it is United Nation, not United State. United Nation. Okay, United Nation. Okay, it's a print mistake. So United Nation and G21. Earlier it was G20, now it is G21. Okay. So these two topic is going to very crucial for our examinations. Okay, guys. So this is the objective, and what we will do in this class. As you know, usually we discuss the previous year question, and followed by the previous year question we supposed to discuss the theory part, which we believe that very important, and we revise that things along with the previous year question. So without delay, let's start. First question in front of you: consider the following statement about the India's role in United Nations. Which of the following is correct? So before starting the discussion, would like to tell you one thing. Most of people told me that, sir, the question visibility is not clear. Okay, I would like to tell you one thing, that if it is not clear from your side, then you need to increase your resolutions. You need to check your resolutions. I don't know in which resolution you watch your video, but If it is not clear, then you need to see the resolution and try to change in the resolution. Okay, and that lead to the visibility clarity. Okay, so you have to do that thing, because almost people are watching with their due resolution, so you need to work on your resolution, then it will be clearly visible to you. Even it is not appropriate to you, then I will provide the other solutions. Okay guys, so first question, consider the following statement about the India's role in United Nations and which of the statement are correct. First option, India is a major contributor to the UN Democracy Fund. Second option, Indian delegation to San Francisco Conference of 1945 was led by Vijay Lakshmi Pandit. In 2001, India piloted a draft comprehensive convention on international terrorism. Option D, India submitted along with other countries an action plan for phased elimination of the nuclear weapons. And you need to find out the which one is correct. Okay. So this is the your option code, and you need to find the answer from the below option code. And as you know, the correct answer is option C. Option C here. That option A is correct. Okay, then option D is correct, and option C is incorrect, because I have taught you that in 1996 Convention on International Terrorism proposed by India. Remember the concept of CCIT in our class of international terrorism and human rights. I was discussed with you that CCIT was proposed by India in 1996. That's why option C is incorrect, and you can use the elimination method. Elimination the option A, elimination the option B, elimination option the C, option D, and here the answer is option C. Okay, even you don't know all the information, but if you aware about a single option, then you could provide the correct answers. So this is the magic of elimination method. Okay guys, then moving to the next question, read the following statement and identify the wrong ones. Okay, so it was a question of 2023 December SSB lecture. SSB lecture, and it was very tough questions. Why? Because I have been asked everyone that which is the very top question. They told me, sir, this question is very top, which was not possible to answer by us, because in this question, single question, the four different option with different factual information are there. Okay, and one need to better clarity about this question, then you can provide the answer. Okay, and to answer this type of question, you need to like work upon your analytical skills. How you will work upon your analytical skill, I will let you know that what is the analytical skill. First, let's read the question and try to analyze what the thing they want from these questions. Option A, India hosted the ASEAN Relation Conference in 1948. Option second, this one is second, India is a pioneer of UN Emergency Force. Okay, United Nation Emergency Force. Option third, Spain is a permanent invitee to G20 summit. Option fourth, South Africa will host the G20 summit in 2025. Okay, so here they ask the wrong ones, and the answer of this question is option A. That is how the correct answer. I cannot say this question is easy for me. I also committed same kind of mistake as you did. Okay, I also committed same kind of mistake as you did, but what we learn from this question, guys, this question is stick to only one information. If you know that information, then you provide the correct answers. Why? Na that the previous year 2023 G20 summit hosted by India, and the G20 summit is a key to the questions. As I have always said to you, the examiner focus on current affair. Okay, India for the first time, how India for the first time hold the G20 summit. Then the examiner is not only limited to the G20 summit, they want to go the history, that in history India prime ministers like Narendra Modi sir, which Indian prime minister also host a landmark summit. So they try to connect the first prime minister, that is we all know, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. And during the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, there is a historic summit, that is ASEAN Relation Conference. Okay, so they connect the G20 to ASEAN Relation Conference. Okay. So that ASEAN Relation Conference was held in not 1948, but it is 1947. That is how the key here. So the direct connect the ASEAN Relation Conference, a landmark international summit which is hosted by India under the prime ministership of Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay, Jawaharlal Nehru was the prime minister of that time who hosted the ASEAN Relation Conference in 1947. If you ask me why sir this is connected to the G20, I will provide you a correct and better explanation which you all agree with this point. For example, in 2023 G20 summit hosted by India, who joined the G20 summit? African Union joined the G20 summit. African Union. So India helped to the African Union to join the G20. It's a landmark achievement of the India. Okay, for the global south. So similarly, if I talk about ASEAN Relation Conference, Honorable Prime Minister Nehru sir also provide a concept ASEAN African regionalism. ASEAN African professionalism relation was built in ASEAN Relation Conference in 1947. So in history also, India always tried to promote the interest of Africa, and through the ASEAN Relation Conference 1947, India helped the build relation ASEAN nation with African nations. Now India helped the African Union to build relation with other nation with African Union. So this is how a historical connectivity the examiner trying to ask. Because why they try to make this question is very tough, because you are going to be a lectures, and the lecture to be in a degree college, you are going to teach a +3 students, and you have must the knowledge regarding the historical background. So this thing the examiner is trying to want. So this is how the case the G20 and historical background. Okay, if you have not any information regarding, I will here to provide the information, just you need to cooperate with me. Okay, the option first is incorrect and option A is incorrect, and answer is A is answer, because they asked the question wrong ones. Okay, that is how the things, getting my point everyone? So that is how the objectives, and you can apply this principle whenever you topic any kind of topic. For example, you read Indian polity, for example you read the development administration, any kind of topic you encounter, just go back to historical background according to your analytical skill. That is how known as the analytical approach. So whoever develop this kind of analytical approach, the exam is going to easy for them. Okay guys, so this is how the things you need to do. People ask me, sir, the PhD candidate have a 25 mark extra than the net qualified or non-net qualified students, and this is the key, that if you crack this kind of question, your PhD candidate is not going to compete with you, because you are extra, you earn a extra age than others, you earn a extra mark than others, because PhD candidate, they will not, I hope they will not do that kind of question, because their touch has been like skipped for the last 5 years. Okay, those are have done the PhD, I don't think so they have a like touch regarding these things. Okay, even we have practiced the so much thing, but we still unable to understand the question. So I think that we can take a on a age than the PhD candidate. So this is how help the MCQ to crack the non PhD candidate. Okay, so moving to the now the you will see quickly the India and United Nation and G20. Okay, India and United Nation and G20. Okay, guys, India and United Nation and G20. First, what is the India relation with the G20? Justice Dalbir Bhandari was the first non-British judge of the International Court of Justice. So, in your International Court of Justice, who is the first non-British judge? That is how Justice Dalbir Bhandari. Then another point, India has been a non-permanent member of the Security Council for 8 times. So there was already a question in SSB lecture. There could be a question, another question, that India has been a non-permanent member of the Security Council for 8 times. Bijoy Lakshmi Pandit was the first woman president of UN General Assembly in 1943. So, in 1953, Bijoy Lakshmi Pandit was the first woman president. Who is the first woman president of UN General Assembly? So, Bijoy Lakshmi Pandit. Okay, like they asked the question that the Indian delegation to San Francisco Conference of 1941 led by Bijoy Lakshmi Pandit. No, it is incorrect, because we discussed that Bijoy Lakshmi Pandit Bijoy Lakshmi Pandit was the first woman president of the UN General Assembly in 1953. Okay, guys. Then another concept, that 1996 India provided a comprehensive legal framework to combat the terrorism, or draft a comprehensive convention on international terrorism. The resolution name number is the 1373. Okay, so you just remember 1996 India adopted a convention on international terrorism, comprehensive convention on international terrorism, 1996. Okay, guys. Then similarly, in 1996, India presented a conference on disarmament, a program of action as contained in a document this for the elimination of nuclear weapon. Okay, for elimination of the nuclear weapon, again in the same year India provided a draft. Okay, guys, so this is how the India and United Nations. Now we will see the India and peacekeeping missions. You will ask, sir, how this thing is important for our examination, because these things are not mentioned in our syllabus. But the question, if you notice, they ask the question here that India is pioneer to UN emergency force and it is part of UN peacekeeping mission. So from that point of view, it is very important for our examination. Okay, guys, it is very important for our examination. For example, the India has been a partner of 15 out of 23 peacekeeping cooperation during the post Cold War period. Okay, so total uh, during the post Cold War period, India basically did a good attempt for the participation in the peacekeeping mission. But still I will check it. I think it's 71. Total peacekeeping mission is 71. Okay, out of that India participated. Let me check. Okay, I will provide the information in upcoming session also. Okay, then the first UN peacekeeping force was established in which year? 1948. Okay, it is very important. Even you can check that out of 71 peacekeeping force, how many peacekeeping force attended by the India? So you have to check. But it is correct that after the Cold War, that is how in post Cold War period India attended 15 out of 23. It is correct information, but total peacekeeping force is 71, and out of that how many India attempted? It is 49. If I am not wrong, it is 49, but you need to cross check again. Okay, guys. So the first UN peacekeeping force was established in 1948. So they can ask the question, in which year the first UN peacekeeping force was established? 1948. Then the first UN peacekeeping mission was in Korea, and India did participate in 1950. So if they ask the question, first peacekeeping mission we cleared that UN peacekeeping force was established in 1948, but it was initiated, okay, as a first UN peacekeeping mission in Korea. So in which place? In Korea. In which year? 1950. In 1950, Korea, the first UN peacekeeping mission, and India participated it. Okay, guys. So India participated it. You need to remember that thing. Then similarly, India also took a part in UN mission in Indo-China in 1954. So very important. UN also participate in the UN mission in Indo-China. Here Indo-China means is not the India-China but Vietnam, Cambodia and Laos. Okay, in Vietnam, Cambodia and Laos. So there was a crisis going on in that time in 1954, and UN peacekeeping mission was started by United Nations. In that peacekeeping mission or UN mission, India also took part. Okay, guys. So you have to remember 1954 Indo-China and India also part of it. In addition to it, it also participated in UNEF, the first United National Emergency Force. Okay, in 1956 in the Middle East. So in the Middle East, the UNEF was conducted, that is known as first United National Emergency Force in the 1956. Okay, and India also participated in this thing, and it was a PYQ. If you notice, it was a PYQ. For example, here the here the question, okay, India is pioneer to UN emergency force, that is known as UNEP, United Nations Emergency Force, and India is also participate where the UNEP na Middle East 1956. Okay, so 1956. Okay, guys, 1956. So similarly, these kind of information can be asked your examination, because these are already asked. Okay, then UN operation in Somalia in 1993. It is a post-Cold War UN peacekeeping mission. As I have already told you that India attended the 15 out of 23 post-Cold War peacekeeping mission, and UN operation in Somalia is one of them, 1993. So even they can ask the question, choose incorrect and correct pair. They will write down the UN operation in Somalia 1993. They will write down the UNEF 1956. They will write down Indochina, Vietnam 1954. This could be a appropriate question. Okay. Then in the same year, UN mission in Rwanda. So in 1993, UN mission in Rwanda, a peacekeeping missions, India also participated, and India became a first country to deploy all the women contingent for Liberia in 2007. So in 2007, India deploy all the women contingent, okay, in the Liberia. Okay, guys. So it is a question of previous or question of your UGC NET, and that could be a probable question in your upcoming examination, that in which year the India deploy all the women contingent for Liberia in 2007, or even they can ask the question, which country deploy all the women contingent for the first time for Liberia in 2007. That is how India, you need to remember. Very important question nowadays. Then India UN military officer were the first to confront such challenge by this terrorist group which took UN peacekeeper hostage in 2014. So in 2014, a terrorist group, okay, and India military force the first who confront with this terrorist group in 2014. So they can ask this kind of information as well. So this is how your India and United Nations and India and peacekeeping mission, and we have encountered these two things. Okay, we have encountered the India is a pioneer of the United Emergency. We have encountered these options, and remaining the 2-3 options we are going to do in our under the all about G20. All about G20 we are going to discuss the rest of the thing. Before that, we need to go back to its history. As I said, for the current affair you need to also go back to the historical background. So ASEAN Relation Conference was held in 1947. You need to remember, it's a 1947, it's not 1948. Okay, they may confuse to you. 1947 ASEAN Relation Conference under the leadership of the PM Nehru. Okay, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru was the responsible for ASEAN Relation Conference in 1947. Later on, it was lead to the rise of ASEAN African internationalism. As I said, and this ASEAN Relation Conference lead to the rise of ASEAN African internationalism. Okay, guys. So ASEAN African internationalism was a product of ASEAN Relation Conference. As I said, that G20 2023 summit lead to the African Union as a member of the G20. Now it is a G21. If I go back to the history, then you can see the ASEAN Relation Conference was a measure to to rise the ASEAN African regionalism. Very important for your examination, which I have told you. Okay, later on it was lead to the this, and joining of African Union, G20 converted into G21. Okay, and in 2025 South Africa will host the G21 summit. Okay, if you ask me, sir, how it became so important to a student to remember that in 2025 who is going to host the summit, uh, why they ask the question? Because I have already said na G20 2023 summit was important because African Union is a global South regional organization, became a part of the your G20 as a global international organization. Okay, and from African continent, South Africa was earlier a part of your the G20, and from that point of view it is important that when the when the African country is going to host the G20, getting my point? So there is a entire relations with respect to your G20 2023 summit. Okay, because why African Union joined? Okay, they and what is the historical background? ASEAN African relation already there. Okay, and if I talk about African Union, which country are going to host in upcoming day G20 summit from African Union? That is South Africa in 2025. So don't you think so? The all things are interconnected. Okay, so you cannot neglect and cannot say that it's not a valid question. It's a valid question, but we need to understand that thing. And as per my knowledge, we have a encounter this question so far. So our understanding that we have discussed that India hosted the ASEAN relation. Yes, 1947 we have discussed. Then we have discussed India is a pioneer of UN emergency force. Yes, we have discussed in 1956 India is a pioneer of United Nation emergency force. Spain is a permanent invite to G20. I will discuss with you. South Africa will host the G20 summit in 2025. Yes, it is correct. And I not only told you the it's important fact, but also what is the relations. When you understand the relation, automatically the information will memorize it to you. Okay, then next, extra information for examination. Okay, we have a learn what the thing already asked in examination. What is the upcoming expected thing? That India was a founding member of 1999. Okay, of G20. So India was a founding member of the G20. That is how 11199. Okay, 1999. Okay, that is how you have to remember. G20 was formed in 1999 and India is a founding member of it. Total 5 groups are there. Okay, so total 5 groups are there in your G20 and India is part of group 2. Okay, India is part of group 2 out of the total 5 group in G20. And summit of G20 finance minister was held in 2008. So they can ask the question in which year the first financial minister of the G20 was held in 2008. In 2008 the summit of G20 finance minister was held. Then Spain is the only permanent invited to G20. They can ask the question that Spain is the only one, the permanent invited to the G20. So it is a very unique concept. So you need to remember. Then we have to understand the chronology of the G20 summit. So G20 summit. Okay, 2023. Sorry, my mistake. 2022. 2022 Indonesia host G20 summit. 2023 India. 2024 Brazil. Okay, this year Brazil is host. If they ask the question 2023 G20 summit is host by whom? The Brazil. Then 2025 South Africa. Then 2026 USA. Okay guys, so this is how your chronology of G20 summit. And this is all about from my side for the topic of United Nation and India and G20. Okay, and I hope the controversial and the very tragic question encountered by us with very proper systematic way with extra information, that anything they are going to ask, we are ready to answer each and every kind of question with respect to United Nation and G20. So this is all about from my side. I hope this kind of information it's found unique to you and it's valid to you. My objective, guys, to provide authenticated information and the exam oriented information which is going to helpful for your cracking examination. My objective is not to getting any kind of financial benefit from your side. I don't like that thing, because if you notice other channel are hungry for money, but our objective to provide a good knowledge, provide a authenticated information which is very very important for your examination. Even sometimes the mistake also commit by me, I admit that thing, because some human error also there, and I also rectify in subsequent times. Okay, so please cooperate with me in this regard. In upcoming day many more session you are going to get. Okay, so this is all about from my side, and as I told you, as I tell you that if you like my effort, please do subscribe my channel, do like also my channel, and do share with your friend, because as I said, I don't want anything from your side. People are asking me, sir, please provide the PDF, we will provide the money. I am not that kind of person that provide selling the PDF and getting money. No, I have target to achieve the 500 subscriber in this month. If you share with your single friend, that could help to me for achieve my target. And if you help me in this regard, I will definitely try to help from my heart. Whatever thing is possible, whatever thing is important for your examination, you will get at the free hand. But one condition is that you need to share with your one friend. So each and everyone, if you will send the one friend, that will help for me to achieve my target. So this is all about from my side. Thank you everyone for being part of this lesson. Thank you so much.